When the hotel door closed behind us that night, it wasn't just a door shutting, it was the world outside fading away. I dropped my bag on the carpet, my heart still trembling. We were both still in half of our wedding clothes. Maya's white skirt brushed the backs of her calves, and my lace blouse still had a loose thread dangling from the sleeve. We looked at each other like strangers and soulmates at the same time. "This is it," I whispered. Her smile was soft, almost shy. "Yeah, we're wives now." And just like that, my throat tightened. Not because I was scared, but because no one had ever said that to me before, not with love in their eyes, not like this. We didn't rush. The hotel room was dim, lit only by the streetlights seeping through the curtains. Maya slipped out of her skirt, folding it carefully on the chair, and then came to sit beside me on the edge of the bed. Her hand brushed mine. Not grabbing, just asking. I gave her my hand. We lay down together, side by side, heads on the same pillow. Her breath smelled like champagne and strawberries from the wedding cake. She giggled nervously when our knees touched. "It's okay," I whispered, my lips at her temple. "We don't have to do anything tonight." But we did. Not because we had to, but because we wanted to. Her fingers trailed under my blouse, pausing, asking permission with her eyes. I kissed her instead of answering. Slow, gentle, her mouth tasted like laughter and years of waiting. The first time we touched like that, it wasn't perfect. It was better, it was real. There were giggles between kisses, soft apologies when our elbows bumped, and small tears when it felt too big to handle. We fell asleep skin to skin, with her palm resting over my heart, like she was holding something fragile but precious. The hotel kitchenette was barely a real kitchen, just a little counter, a microwave, a tiny sink. But it became our world. The next morning, I tried to cut strawberries for breakfast while Maya wrapped her arms around my waist from behind. Her chin rested on my shoulder, and I could feel her smile against my skin. "You're going to cut your fingers like that," she whispered, laughing. "Let me concentrate. But you're mine now, so I get to distract you." We made pancakes in the microwave, burning the edges, eating them straight from the plate with our hands because we didn't want to sit far apart. Syrup stuck to our fingers, and she kissed it off my wrist, her eyes glowing with something softer than desire, something like belonging. Some afternoons, the city outside boiled with heat, and we found ourselves in the shower together. Not always for love, sometimes just for closeness. The water steamed the mirror. Maya pressed her back against my chest, my hands combing the conditioner through her long dark hair. "I never thought life could feel like this," she whispered under the water, her voice breaking a little. "Like what?" "Like, not being alone anymore." I closed my eyes, letting my cheek rest against her wet shoulder. "Me neither," I thought, but I didn't say it. I just held her under the falling water until both of us stopped shaking. At night, the hotel bed became our island. A safe place where the world didn't exist. Sometimes we stayed up talking, our faces close in the dark. We whispered secrets we'd never told anyone else. About fears. About old heartbreaks. About what home meant, and how neither of us really knew until now. Other nights, we made love slowly, quietly, like it was a secret between just us and the night. When we fell asleep, it was always the same way. Maya curled into me, her hand over my chest, my arm around her waist, breathing together until dreams came. We didn't do tourist things. No sightseeing. No Instagram perfect moments. We lived inside that hotel room like it was a universe of our own making. We read books side by side. We cooked rice in the microwave and made tea at midnight. We left the windows open when it rained and listened to the drops hitting the glass while we kissed softly under the covers. Maya painted my toenails in the bathroom once, sitting cross-legged on the tiles, humming to herself. I watched her, heart bursting, because no one had ever loved me this gently before. On our last night in the hotel, we sat on the floor by the window, the city glowing beneath us. "I don't want to leave here," Maya whispered, her head resting on my shoulder. "Why?" "Because it's the first place where I felt safe enough to be this soft." I turned to her, cupping her face in my hands. "We'll make other places like this," I promised. "Rooms where we can be soft together. Wherever we live next, we'll build this again." She kissed me then, not because of the words, but because she believed me. We left the hotel after 2 weeks. But the truth is, that room became our first home. Not because of the bed or the kitchen or the shower, but because that's where we learned how to love each other, not just in grand, romantic moments, but in the ordinary, quiet spaces between. And somewhere in the hush of that hotel room, between whispered I love yous and shared pancakes, we started the rest of our lives together.